Today, you are going to get a front row seat to the ultimate breakdown of how the Springboks beat Romania at the Rugby World Cup with Vrije Weekblad sportswriter Louis De Villiers. A great win for the Boks, albeit against a weaker opponent. What do you think Jock Nienaber got out of that game?
Everybody's fit and healthy. I think they got a chance to have a proper run. I mean, they'd probably get better practice playing Union Milnet, and I mean, Romania is really not much of a. If it didn't rain, maybe they could have set a point record for South African wins, but it wasn't much to see. Let's be honest.
Hat-tricks for Kobus Reinach and Makazole Mapimpi, but have they done enough, do you think, to force their way into the starting 15 against Ireland?
I don't know. You can't really. They played really well, but the opposition was such. I mean, you can't really say that Curtly Arendse wouldn't have scored a hat trick. Yeah, no. Mapimpi was excellent, but we know he's excellent, so it's still a hard decision you're going to make either way. So was Reinach, but then again, nobody was bad.
As you say, the rain definitely played a role there in preventing South Africa from putting up a record score. Do you think that at least that was a bit of mercy towards Romania, maybe?
I would imagine something like that, but let's face it, Romania is not a rugby club playing country anymore. I mean, ever since the old so-called communist dictator Ceausescu got executed, rugby's had pretty poor press, as he was a big fan. And it's not going to go back.
Indeed. Now, as we know, Handré Pollard is joining up with the squad. Do you foresee him making the matchday squad against the Irish?
Well, they've actually said apparently not. That's what they had in the papers yesterday. I had that he wasn't going to play against Ireland. So I'm assuming they're closer to the action than I am. So I'm assuming they're right. They must have heard it from somewhere and not sucked it out of their thumbs. So.
And it's quite interesting that Malcolm Marx is the man who's injured, and instead of bringing in another hooker, they're going to go with Marco van Staden and Deon Fourie as the backups. That means Pollard obviously coming in. How unfair or fair is that towards Manie Libbok, do you think?
I wouldn't say it's either of the two. I'm pretty sure Manie Libbok has a big part to play. I personally think if they bring in Pollard, they're probably going to look at number 12. So it might be unfair towards Deolende or Esterhuizen rather than to Manie. They were mooting the point of Pollard playing at 12 and Manie at 10 before Pollard got injured in the first place. So there's no reason why they can't go back to that way of thinking.
And we have to talk about this hooker situation because Marx being out means that Fourie and van Staden are now the backup options to Bongi Mbonambi. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, that's a bit tougher for me than the Pollard situation. I don't know about specialist hookers who last played hooker 5 years ago. It's one thing to get it right against Romania, but Ireland's not going to be the same. Ireland's not going to be the same easy beats as we saw last night. So I don't know. It's fine to get your throws proper when the others aren't. I mean, the Romanian lineout was pathetic to say the least. They couldn't even get their own ball. So but I won't say I'm not nervous now. Let's put it that way.
It also implies that the coaching staff do not trust Joseph Dweba. Would you go along with that?
Yeah, there is something to be said for that, but his throws weren't that particularly great in the Bok jersey either. He does work much better for Western Province, but then you have to understand Western Province's line-out signals are a damn sight less complicated than the Springboks. I mean, that's so serious. That's almost a varsity-level subject. I mean, I'm sure he'll get it right, but I would imagine they were feeling, since he doesn't throw that well anyway, they might as well give van Staden and Fourie a bang at it.
Hey, if you're enjoying this video, why not consider becoming a patron? You can click on my Patreon link, I'll put it on the screen as well as in the description box, and there will be great benefits for members. Let's get back to the interview. Now, late in the first half, we saw John Klein with a dodgy tackle on Romania's lock, Adrian Motok. Do you think John could be in trouble this week?
I didn't look at it too often, but the moment he hit, I thought it's a yellow card. Maybe they see even more in it. But I mean, I thought he connected with his shoulder and he slid, but you know, it's really arbitrary how they're judging these things at the moment. It's you can't really. Jesse Creel, to my mind, was a bit lucky the other day, and Tom Curry was extremely unlucky. I mean, to my mind, Tom Curry should hardly have had a yellow card, and there gets a 2 week suspension. So who am I to say? I mean, I don't know what the hell they're thinking.
I was going to bring up Jesse Creel and Tom Curry in the next question. And Louis, for someone who might be watching rugby for the first time, some of this can be extremely confusing in that some are yellows, some go unpunished, and others are reds. How do you see it?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything to understand. I just think it's very arbitrary, and I don't really want to pile on the refs. The job's become impossible over the last couple of years. But at the top level, they should really be sorting these things out. This is ridiculous. I actually like the bunker man, but now I see there's all sorts of complaints about it. You really don't see the guys, so you don't know who's to blame in the end. Well, Marius Jonker got a lot of stick for Tom Curry's red card, but he actually didn't. He just referred it to the bunker official.
Do you think refereeing inconsistencies have been too much of a feature at this World Cup?
It's too much of a feature of rugby, so I would imagine. Yeah, no. I'm not complaining too much, I must say. I mean, it's what I've gotten used to from the game over the past few years. Refereeing inconsistency is part of the deal. It is a dynamic sport, so the rules and the way you play it changes over the years. And I mean, it's unrecognizable from what I played as a kid.
Okay, Louis, schoolboys will say that Ireland beat Romania by 74 points, and we beat them by 76 points, so that means we will beat Ireland. But you and I both know it doesn't work that way. How do you foresee things going at the Stade de France this Saturday?
Two things about it. The one is that I definitely think the Boks are capable, and probably, I mean, I'm going to put a little wager on them for Saturday, I'm that sure. Not my savings, but enough. But the other thing is, when you really consider it, there's not that much in this game really for either team. Whether you win or lose, you're playing France or New Zealand in the quarterfinals. Now that you can almost flip a coin. What's better, New Zealand or France? New Zealand's going to be pretty riled up. And France are they're looking good. New Zealand haven't been looking so great. That's why they're not going to have a washout of a tournament. So the All Blacks might just be up for the quarterfinal, whereas France is at home and they a seriously good team. So if we win or lose by one or 2 points on Saturday night, I don't think it's the end of the world. Then we must just pray that Scotland doesn't beat Ireland, but I don't see that happening.
Do you really know your rugby? Do you always get your predictions right? Why not make some money then? Open an account right now with Tic Tac Bets and get up to 2,000 Rand and 20 spins with your first deposit. The link is appearing on your screen, and I'll also put it in the description area. Please note that this is an affiliate link and I will make a little commission on it. Winners know when to stop. National Responsible Gambling Program. Toll-free helpline 0800 006 008. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. And overall, what's been your opinion of the 2023 Rugby World Cup?
No, I'm enjoying it. I also like the idea that we don't have one game every day, so that you can sit back on a Saturday and Sunday and just have a whole big out on it. The old days they used to, and then the minnow teams ended up with a 3-day turnaround before their next game. So I think that's why they've moved it all to the weekends. But it gives you time to do your stuff in the week, and weekends you can basically just kick back and watch rugby all day long.
Louis, let me say it was lovely having you on Front Row Rugby today. An absolute pleasure, and I hope that we can have you on again in the future.
Okay, anytime, Peter. It's been a pleasure. Have yourself a good time.
Thank you so much for watching. I've also put together a playlist featuring great Rugby World Cup content. It's on the screen right now, and you can go and binge watch that. See you next time.